What is up, YouTube? Pink Reaper here, back with... I guess you can say this is back with more Mega Man, but really it's not. As you can see again, I'm still in Hospital Comp 3 area right now. You might also notice that I'm totally not listening to the game audio. I'm sorry, I just couldn't do it. I've been listening to my what am I doing here? I've been listening to my music so much today, I just didn't want to turn it off, and I did not want to listen to the game audio anymore. So I'm still farming for that Plant Man version 3 chip I really want. I had to change I changed my custom settings so that I have collect on. Excuse me. I have 2 cans of soda open right now because I didn't realize I'd opened one. And then I'd opened one a little while ago, so if you hear me drinking things, that's why. So this is obviously not going to be another normal Mega Man part. I intended to do another Mega Man part, just like, you know, normal. Record more Mega Man, like I said I was. In fact, I was gonna record yesterday. That didn't happen because I got a text from As and Eyes White Dragon the other day about the Xbox One. Okay, so here's what happened. I'm at In-N-Out. I'm just eating some food. I was gonna go see Man of Steel, which I did end up going to see, and it was pretty great. So if you want to go see that movie, would recommend. Liked it a lot. But anyway. I'm at In-N-Out. I get a text from As and Eyes White Dragon saying, you know, all the really lame stuff from the Xbox One, the DRM, the Always Online, no used games, all that stuff. They just canceled it. And at first I thought he was just a joke, because I mean, generally when As and Eyes and I text each other, we very rarely open up serious. It's usually just something stupid. So I just assumed it was a joke or something like that. So, but I pulled up, what website did I pull up? I pulled up IGN. I pulled up IGN is who I pulled up. Because I figured, you know, if this was true, it would definitely be on IGN's front page, and I'd just be able to see it right then and there. And lo and behold, right there on the front page, it says, yes indeed, all of the really lame stuff that Microsoft was going to do with the Xbox One has been canceled. You no longer have to be always online. There's no longer, you know, restriction on used games, any of that stuff. Why did they change it? Well, there was, according to the press release, you know, an official at Microsoft was like, we heard the fans, we heard how they don't want this always online, and we heard how how trading games in and playing used games and taking games over to his friend's house was very important to them and very close to them. And the whole time I read it as, we heard the people say they're not going to buy our system. Like, that's just what it was. There was not a snowball's chance in hell that this system was going to... Did I just... No, I didn't. Okay. There was no chance that Xbox One was going to sell well, and they realized that finally. Probably the biggest thing that hit them was the pre-orders. Like, PS4 is just absolutely dominating Xbox One in terms of pre-order sales. Xbox One was getting absolutely annihilated in that. So they changed it. They took away everything they said they were going to do. They said you have to have a day 1 update, though. You do have to be online when you do buy it to do a day 1 update. What am I thinking this update is? It's probably an update to remove all of those features. More than likely, they didn't actually just remove them. They're just going to disable them with that day 1 update. How do I think... The thing about that, though, that strikes me as funny is, if that's true, the people who, like, were really going to be affected by always online stuff, they're still going to be affected by always online stuff, because they're not going to be able to do that day 1 update. They better include that on disc for a game or something, for their first releases of games, just so, like, people can actually play their stuff. But yeah, so that's the big news with Xbox One. So we are now in a different position than we were before. We no longer have the absolutely awful... That's going to give him... Oh, thank you. I was so afraid that was going to give him plus 150 HP. we no longer have an Xbox One that is completely pointless to buy. They've removed a lot of the things that have made that were just awful for that particular system. So where do we stand now? Where does this console now stand against the PlayStation 4? Well, that's a little tricky. I'm gonna say this. I don't think the I got hit. I don't think the Xbox One is necessarily. No, I know Xbox One is not an advantage right now. PlayStation 4 is still the stronger of the two currently in competition. I'm about to die. I don't even care. I just needed to fight him again so I could get a lock enemy going. The Xbox One, I mean, this still goes back to what I was talking about with the last video about brand exclusivity, brand identity, things like that. There's still two very similar devices, and now that there's really no difference between them, the big difference is obviously the price. Which one costs less, and that should be obvious to anyone who knows anything about these two systems. The Xbox One is $100 more expensive than I should have went with Bubble Man. Whatever, this won't miss. The Xbox One is $100 more expensive than the PlayStation 4. So where does that leave us? That leaves us with two consoles that are very, very similar. One cheaper than the other. Do I think this is going to severely hurt the Xbox One? Yes, but nowhere near as much as that. All of the stuff they had to remove. The One will now sell. It will definitely sell. It'll sell to people who who liked the original Xbox, who want another Xbox. You're not going to end up with people who liked the original Xbox, who were devoted fans of the original Xbox, moving over to the PlayStation 4. They'll drop that extra $100. There's those kind of people. However, people who don't have that kind of allegiance, the people who how should I put this? Me. Let's go with me. I'm a very good. I don't really have an allegiance to either console. I own currently a PS3 and an Xbox 360, and I would totally buy either one, if the price was right. Right now, the PlayStation 4 price is right. The Xbox One price not right. I don't feel the need to buy a $500 system that's so similar to a $400 system that I do intend to buy. So I probably will not be picking up an Xbox One. I definitely won't be picking up a day one Xbox One, but I do think the Xbox will now sell okay. I'm about to get myself another level 4 chip. Awesome. Oh, sweet. Got it. I mean, I may end up picking up a 360, an Xbox One eventually if it drops in price, which I'm certain it will. But that'll be a long time coming. PS4 might be a day one purchase for me. Not necessarily though. It depends on what it launches with. It depends on if it comes with that PS3 has no game syndrome again. Should I take out Bubble Man and just put in another Plant Man? That would synergize a lot better. But Bubble Man's OP. Yeah, I'll just do it. Shoot, I was hoping that would take longer, because now I don't really have anything to fill this video in with. Excuse me here, I don't know why I do that, I just do. Where was I? Right. PS4 might be a day one purchase for me, it depends on what it comes out with. But I do think the Xbox One will now be able to manage on its own. So where does that put us in terms of the big three? Well, I still feel like Microsoft is in the worst position here. Nintendo's in a pretty bad position right now, though. Their system currently has the PS3 has no game syndrome. Let's go fight Proto Man again. I never did that. I can fight him twice now. I can do versions 2 and version 3. Where was I? Right. So the Wii U is in a very bad position, but it's going to get a very healthy injection of games over the next few months. It'll get Pikmin 3, it'll get the new Donkey Kong, which, for everyone complaining about the new Donkey Kong, how it's not a new Metroid, I had a couple friends who managed to go to E3. Don't ask me how, I'm not even 100% certain either, they just kind of like knew people, I guess. They managed to play the new Donkey Kong, and like, they've all said the same thing. They're like, we really wish they had made another, like, a new Metroid game, or even a new, like, something else, like maybe a Star Fox game even. But they also all tell me that the game's amazing. Like, according to them, the new Donkey Kong is just great. It's just absolutely amazing. Which does not surprise me. If you've, oh, how do I want to do this? What am I looking for here? I'm looking for Sneak Run, is what I am looking for. Where is Sneak Run? There it is. I'm doing this on purpose, guys. Don't question what I'm doing right now. I'm going for a specific style change that requires me to have bugs. I'll explain that a little later, though. So yeah, apparently the new Donkey Kong game, Tropical Freeze, is just friggin' great. Which does not surprise me. Everything I've heard from the original Donkey Kong Country Returns is that it's just absolutely friggin' amazing. And according to the people who play this, this is even better. So they've got the new Donkey Kong coming, they've got Pikmin 3 coming, they've got the new 3D Mario game. I know there's some people who are like, oh, we didn't want, you know, an update to a handheld game. Shut up. Like, wait until you play it to decide whether or not it's a bad game. Because let's be honest, how frequently does Mario release bad games? And I mean, like, there was plenty of people who complained about the fact that Galaxy 2 got released. It's like, really? You're angry that they released another great game? And then going into next year, you've got Mario Kart and Smash Brothers, which obviously, that's going to move a ton of systems. Like, that's going to be an insane system seller right there. And then you've also got things like Bayonetta 2, The Wonderful 101 coming out this year. There's... what am I forgetting? The new Sonic game. I don't even think I talked about the new Sonic game. And I really should have. Because, oh my god, it actually looks great. You may never hear me say that again. But the new Sonic game just looks really, really fun. I am very hyped for the new Sonic game. Lost Worlds, and I guess, I mean, I should expect it to be good because it's being made by Nintendo. But, like, I've always had kind of a poor opinion of Mega Man. I've said it before, or Mega Man, Sonic. I've had a kind of a poor opinion on Mega Man 2, depending on the game. But Sonic in general, I've had kind of a poor opinion on, just because I never found his first few games all that great, personally. Oh, I just got version 2, that's not bad. Skipped version 1, I guess. But yeah, I never considered the original Sonic games all that great. I don't consider, like, any of his new stuff that great, I'll say that. Oh, this is the hard one. I don't like this Proto Man. This Proto Man hurts. But the new Sonic game actually looks just absolutely wonderful to me. Just to be 100% honest on this one. And then there's stuff like the new Xenoblade game. I don't know what it's actually going to be called. I just know it's being made by the guys who made Xenoblade, and it looks like Xenoblade, and Xenoblade was just so unreasonably amazing. So there's that. There's... what else is there? I know there's stuff I'm forgetting. That's obviously... I'm obviously ignoring all of the handheld stuff because we're only talking about the Wii U currently. But I mean, Nintendo will be fine. The people who have, like, there's plenty of people who will pick up Wii U's who just haven't yet, because they're just waiting for those games. And I'm talking about just like the people who would have bought the Wii U no matter what. These are like the Nintendo fanboys. Hey, kind of like me. I picked up a Wii U way earlier than I should have, but I don't care. Woo! That's all forms of Proto Man beat. I can now fight him whenever I want. And I got Proto Man 1. Okay, cool. shoot, I like don't have any filler for you guys. Whatever, let's just go back to the secret area then. But yeah, Nintendo, the Wii U will probably do fine. But they are definitely struggling where they currently are. In fact, the biggest problem for them now is actually their own price point as well. At $350, it's not necessarily the greatest buy when compared to a PS4. They either need to drop the price of the premium unit to $250 or just I honestly feel like you could just drop the premium unit entirely and just only sell the 8 gig model. Between 8 and 32 gigs, neither really has that big of a hard drive. It's probably better to just plug in an external rather than work with what it comes with. I haven't gotten one yet for mine, but I totally intend to, because 32 gigs isn't that big. Oh, you know what game I forgot about? A game that came out today. New Super Luigi U. Yeah, this is the 20th, if I don't end up uploading this today. I didn't know it actually came out today. I did not realize it was already out. Because I said on the last part of the Super Mario Brothers U Let's Play that I was going to do that, and had I known it was coming out so early, I wouldn't have called that part the finale. I would have just downloaded it and started going from there. I haven't gotten it yet. I will get it, and I will Let's Play it with As an Eyes White Dragon, but I have not done that yet. I don't know when I'm going to get it. I kind of want to finish this Let's Play before I start that one. And I don't know how long that's going to take, to be completely honest. But yeah, that game actually looks great to me. It looks so much better than the actual New Super Mario Bros. U that we have now. Don't get me wrong, I like New Super Mario Bros. U. I feel it's a lot better than New Super Mario Bros. Wii. But I feel like New Super Luigi U just looks great. It has this, like, it puts real challenge into its levels. You've got 100 seconds, you've got all these obstacles, it just looks fun. It looks like challenge plus, like, great level design plus challenge, which is what Mario needs. So I'm actually really looking forward to that game. So Nintendo will do... I feel like Nintendo will do well. Moving on to the other of the big threes. I really feel like... How should I put this? I feel like... what ticket did I buy? Did I buy AC/DC? I bought AC/DC. I always do that. I feel like... and then I bought a beach pass. What is wrong with me? It's really hot out, guys. I need you to understand this. I'm tired, and it's like 90 degrees out right now, and I even left... Oh my god. Oh my god, I left the subway. Look at me. Look at me right now. It's really hot out. I'm really tired. I just... Oh my god, I don't feel like 100% right now. I was doing more than 100% when I was playing... when I was playing Call of Duty earlier today, though, I had a game where I got VTOL, Swarm, and Dogs. Yeah, I was using all three. Get at me. But yeah, I'm not feeling 100% right now doing this, but... So you'll excuse all of the ridiculous mistakes I'm currently making. But getting into the others, other than the big three, it feels like Nintendo's, like, how should I put it, not... I don't want to say not in the console race. I feel like they're almost the only one in the console race. I feel like Sony and Microsoft are no longer fighting for that position of home console. Now they're fighting for the position of home entertainment center, which is kind of weird. Like, when I look at the Wii U, I look at it and it's like, that's something I want to buy to play games. But when you're looking at the 360 or 360, the Xbox One and the PS4, I mean, honestly, I look at them because I like at the game. I'm a gamer. All I care about is the games. I really don't care. But like, it's really obvious that they're both competing for that, like, the living room, like the main living room attraction right there. It does everything for you. Do I expect that to work well for either of them? Not really, but that's what those two are going for. So it really feels like the race that everyone is interested in is those two, because Nintendo clearly doesn't care. They're not part of that, and I doubt they ever will be. They're just sort of doing their own thing. It worked out well for the Wii. It's not working that well for the Wii U, but it is what it is. But I forgot where I was going with that. Anyway, but I guess I should really just be calling them the big two rather than the big three, because it is sort of a Sony and a Microsoft race. No one really thinks about Nintendo anymore. Thinks about Nintendo anymore when it comes to the console races. Like even though the Wii 100% dominated last cycle, everyone only talks about like how the PS3 did against the 360 because those two are so comparable. So those two will be the big interesting ones to watch. And of them right now, obviously, I feel Sony is in the stronger position. They have wow, that hurts so much. They have what I feel is the superior console at a superior price. They have that, like, in terms of architecture, the PS4 and the Xbox One aren't that different, but it's worth noting that the PS4 has while they have the same amount of RAM, the PS4 has faster RAM than the Xbox One. So you end up with two consoles that are almost the same, only one is actually kind of better. I don't want to fight. Oh, right! I'm like, why am I getting into so many fights? I forgot. I have, even though I'm using the Sneak Run subchip right now, I'm using a glitched Sneak Run. If you have Sneak Run glitched, if you don't have it on the command line, it does the opposite of what Sneak Run normally does. It gets you into more fights. So, that's what's happening right now. But back in the big three, Sony is definitely in the better position here. They'll definitely move more units day one, and they'll probably take the lead. Keep the lead for quite some time until Microsoft does something actually drastic. If you consider what they did here, removing all of these things as drastic, you're wrong. It's not drastic. Drastic would have been coming out and saying, "Oh, also it's $350," which obviously did not happen and probably is not going to happen. What they did here is necessary. Literally, they could not have survived this console generation without doing what they just did. But I feel like Microsoft probably has a little better chance now to survive. But I feel like Sony needs this win a lot more. I don't know if you guys keep up with stocks or anything like that, or if you will. If you're like me, I actually I have kind of I don't know how to explain this. I've just kind of kept an eye on Sony. As someone who works in electronics and has to know a lot about electronics, I keep my eye on Sony Electronics. Sony needs this. Like, their credit score is awful. They were on the verge of bankruptcy. They were not making money on a lot of their electronics. They weren't making money on their major or small electronics like TVs, nothing. Video cameras, nothing. Camcorders, nothing. Music players, nothing. And honestly, with the PS3, nothing. They only recently became profitable again. I just want to make sure I bought everything from this guy, yeah. They're in a bad position. They need something to be really profitable for them. They need the PS4 to be a success. But more specifically, I felt like they needed to send a message. This is the big thing for why their PS4 is priced at $400. By the way, I can fully 100% guarantee you this. The PS4 is going to lose money when it's selling. They are not going to be profitable at $400. That's unquestionable. But they needed to do it because they need to have that huge leg up on Microsoft. They need those investors to be like, yeah, this will do well. This will be something that sells. This will be something we invest in. If they didn't have that, they were going to be in a bad position. They have that now. They put it at that price. It's going to sell well. They're going to get those investors interested again. They're going to generate money. They'll get profitable off the games they sell rather than the actual console. Excuse me. Sony really, really needed this. Microsoft did not. If you don't live in America, or if you live under a rock and somehow still manage to get internet, I'm impressed that your cave gets internet. But Microsoft is obviously like the name when it comes to computers. Like, sure, Apple has its diehard fanboys, and they've gotten themselves pretty good market share. But at the end of the day, Microsoft owns computers. And they get a ton of money from their computers. They're insanely profitable. They don't have to care about anything. If this does not do well for them, if the Xbox One fails, they'll be out a huge chunk of money, but it's not going to be a big, big deal. Oh, this is going to take a long time, because I know what I have to do here. So in terms of, excuse me. So in terms of overall companies there, I mean, 100% unquestionably, Microsoft is okay, but Sony is also in a pretty good position with this. Now, as for the individual consoles themselves, obviously, I feel that Sony is in a much better position. I'm still not convinced the Xbox One won't fail, but then again, the PS3 didn't fail, and trust me when I tell you, if a system was gonna fail for being overpriced with no games and all that stuff, it was gonna be the PS3. That system was just horrid at launch. Look at all these program advances I'm getting, but I don't want. Why do I think the Xbox One is going to fail? I you know, if you watch my other video, you know already. Most of what I said before still stands true. The Xbox One's still not that much different from the PS4. God, I hope this lands on that solid platform. I don't want to have to like keep doing this over and over again until I get it. The exclusives. This is something I didn't talk about in the other video, but I kind of wanted to. The exclusives for the PS4 and the Xbox One don't really matter. Because, I mean, they used to. Don't get me wrong, they definitely used to matter. But there's been this I don't know how to explain it. There's been this sort of truth to the last generation that no one really wants to like talk about, and that's the fact that the thing that really moved the 360 and the PS3 was not the exclusives. Early on for the 360, it kind of was. Halo was still really big. Gears of War was still really big. But now it's totally not. COD is what has been moving Xbox 360s. People bought COD. That was it. It was not Gears of War. It was not Halo 4. Those games sold well, but if you look at them, look at each newest iteration compared to the last, I mean, COD keeps selling more and more with each new game, but Halo sells less and less and less and less, and Gears of War sells less and less and less and less, which is great, because Gears of War is the exact same game over and over and over again, and I love that game's failing. As someone who owns Gears of War 2, let me just tell you, that was a purchase I regret. And it's kind of the same thing with the PS3. The PS3 did move more consoles because of exclusives. They had stuff like God of War, things like that. But it was still the same thing. The most PS3s sold to people buying the new CODs and things like that. The company that really relies on exclusives to move units is just Nintendo, because they have to, because they don't get the third party stuff. Like, holy crap, Nintendo couldn't get third parties for like anything. Third party is really what moved Xbox, is what moved PS3s. Now, early on, this won't be true. It's going to be those exclusives. It's going to be those like in-house production games, but that won't stay true for very long. The exclusives okay. Let's end that statement and go with another new statement. Actually, video games are insanely expensive to produce for systems right now, and it's only going to get more expensive with this new generation. During the beginning of a console cycle, you will see interesting third-party games. You will see exclusives that are exclusive to that console. It's a brand new concept. It's a new IP. Things like that. Here's what happens: either it sells really well, and then instead of making a new IP, those companies just continue making that particular IP, or it sells poorly, and they go back to the old strategy of just remaking the same games over and over again to try and make money. Why is that? It's because if they didn't, they wouldn't be able to make any money. The current production costs for video games is just like too high. This is why you see like 1,000 Call of Duties, 1,000 Maddens, instead of a new like everyone got excited that they announced Mirror's Edge 2. It's like, oh, they're bringing it back, but it's like, well, yeah, they're bringing it back because it's the beginning of a console cycle, and even then, it's a game they basically already made. It's not something that's actually new. And that's just going to be how it is. They're not going to be able to really... oh, shoot. Ice Stage, I hate you. That's how it always has been, really. Since this last console generation. It's too expensive to make new stuff. So, while in the beginning you will see exclusives that, will push consoles because this is the reason to buy it, companies are eventually going to need to start making money again. And what are they going to do to make money? Well, they're going to start rehashing games. They're going to start remaking games. They're going to start making sequels. They're going to start going back into the days of old, basically. And they're going to start releasing them on both consoles. The more money you have to make, the more consoles. I mean, the more money you need to earn to make yourself break even, to make yourself profitable. The more appealing it is to put your games on multiple consoles. This is kind of why you see so much. You see so many games get put on both the 360 and the PS3, and this is going to happen with the One and the PS4 unquestionably. Oh, thank you, Plant Man, for being here. I really don't like these enemies. I don't know why I bothered putting multiple Plant Man ships out there. I didn't even need them. So the exclusives to each console don't really matter. And I know this sounds kind of weird considering I was harping on brand exclusivity before and brand identity, but I need you to understand I was harping on that brand identity stuff. Oh, really? All of my hate, Trumpy. All of my hate. The reason I was harping on that is because those things were basically lost in the last generation to Microsoft and Sony, and that remains true. It's not like suddenly they got their identities back. And as I was saying, with that generation, that was the reason the 360 did so much better than the PS3, because that lack of identity, the lower price point of the 360, the fact that games generally ran better on the 360, that gave the 360 the edge. Now we're moving into another generation where, again, there's still not really any brand exclusivity. There's still no real identity to either of these systems, and then suddenly one is just way cheaper and a little bit better than the other one. So why would you buy a One when you could just buy a PS4? How did you miss all of those shots? Why are you so bad? Not the last one? Nope, not the last one. Oh, I see what you're doing here. Doesn't matter, I have Plant Man. Plant Man cares not. So going into this next generation, exclusives really aren't going to matter. Now, some exclusives will push a lot of units, but not to the extent that other exclusives will. No, I need this. I need that so badly. I mean, when a new Gears of War inevitably comes out because Cliffy B doesn't know how to make other games, it will sell well, but, I mean, the last one sold well as well. It just didn't sell as well as they were hoping it would. I think the Vine's still holding, so I think this should work. You know, Halo 5 will, you know, push some consoles, stuff like that, but to an extent that really tips the scales one way or another, not really. It's just not something that's going to happen. This is the one I'm worried about. This is the one I'm not sure I can actually do yet. God. 650 damage. I can't even run. You know what? You know what? What's in here? Let's just... Oh, that's what I meant to change. I mean, yeah, the exclusives won't be enough to really tip it. Like, right now, imagine right now, why does a PS3 sell over a 360? Why does a 360 sell over a PS3? The big thing... the big thing is really, Xbox Live, which I don't see being as big of a turning point for these systems now, because I feel like Sony's network is good enough. The price point isn't that different, so there's that. I mean, Xbox Live compared to the PS3, you know, early on, definitely way better. But then there's, you know, there's the price point. There's the fact that the 360 is much lower still than the PS3, and then there's the fact that, like, if I want to play COD, more people play COD on the 360 than do on the PS3, and that's really what does it. I sell systems. I mean, I work electronics, I sell systems. I got a lot of people in. They're like, you know, they played COD, they want to keep playing COD. All their friends have Xbox 360s to play COD. They pick up a 360. But now that we're moving into a new console generation, you have to pick up one of the two new systems. Well, not currently, because Ghosts is releasing on current gens. But you're going to have to pick up a new system if you want to keep playing those games with people. And I keep harping on it, but it's that price point. It's gonna be what moves the systems. Get that Disco Inferno going. How do I do this? I don't remember. I need grass stage. No, whatever. We'll just put 3 in. I need copy damage. I'll put 3 of those in as well. I need prisms, and everything else is kind of moot at this point. Oh, I need air shoes, I think. Sorry, this is a really tough one. This one kind of gets to me. I can never exactly remember how to do this one. Do I have another fast gauge? I don't. Whatever. At this point, I'll just start putting in chips. Right, I can't have more than 4. Come on, get to 30, get to 30, get to 30, get to 30. I think I'm at 30, I'm at 30. We'll put air shoes as my regular chip. We'll save. We'll remember to set that chip folder, or equip that chip folder. Oh, I forgot something. No, I put the copy damage in. Damage is in. Okay, good for me. Get on me. So yeah, when you inevitably have to move, when you have to move to a new console, price is going to be the big thing. There's other little things. There's the controller. That's the thing that As and Eyes was harping on. He made a video about this, I think. I didn't really watch it. I just know he mentioned something about the controller. I will say I've heard from various sources that the PS4 controller is actually really good. Especially compared to the PS3 controller. I don't really like the PS3 controller either. But the price is going to be the big thing. And considering the fact that I fully suspect that the PS3 will sell significantly more than the PS3. The PS4 will sell significantly more than the Xbox One. The other big thing, you know, all of my friends have this system. It's going to move in the PlayStation 4's favor. Like, I want to play COD with all my friends. Well, all my friends bought a PS4 because it was cheaper. So if they bought the new COD, they're going to play it on they're not going to play it on Xbox One. They're going to play it on PS4. So I have to buy a PS4. That's a thing that's going to happen. So in the current console race, PlayStation 4 just has a huge lead, is basically what I'm saying. PlayStation 4 is in such better position. This is a rabbit race, and the Xbox One is coming out as a turtle. That's all I've really got to say on these consoles. I don't really have too much more of an opinion on anything, or at least too much of an opinion that anyone would really care to hear. I do need something to fill out the rest of this video while I'm doing this, though. So let's talk about games, and games I like, and games I'm looking forward to. Last of Us came out just a few days ago. I want to buy that game, like, so badly. I really do. And I think I might need attack plus 30. I hope not, though. Because if I do, I'm boned. Oh, work. I really want... Oh, don't it. Okay. I really want to get that game. Obviously, I talked about it a little earlier. New Super Luigi U just came out. Yes, it worked. New Super Luigi U just came out today. I do intend to get that game too. That downloadable content, I should say. Though I kind of want the box. I want the boxed unit. Maybe I'll just wait. Maybe I won't do a. Maybe I'll just wait till August to do that Let's Play, because I really want that box. Nope, whole. Like, I know it sounds weird, but I really just want the boxed unit of New Super Luigi. Watch Dogs, really looking forward to that. Bayonetta 2, like, people have convinced me. Bayonetta 1 I need to find and buy. I still haven't bought Bioshock Infinite, which is annoying. I want to buy that game and play it. Same with Tomb Raider, the one that came out a while back. I wanted to get that when it came out, I just didn't. What else? You know, there's actually old, like, 3DS games I want to pick up that I never did. Like, I never got Kid Icarus Uprising for the 3DS. Despite the fact that the game looked great, and it got reviewed really well, and people tell me it's amazing. I never got that game, and I really wish I had. I also want to get Animal Crossing. The new Animal Crossing that just came out. I want to buy that game. I want to. I will waste way too much of my life with that game. Okay, so coming over here, we have behind those kind of, you know, back on top again. We have a last question mark door. I am the Door of Honor. Gain the Star of Honor by collecting fragments of power. I will not open until that time. What they mean is, you need the Star of Honor they're referring to is a star, like, you know, the one we have. Oh, here, I'll show you. Save. Reset. See that star? We got that star for beating the game. You get another star for getting all 200 standard chips in the game. That's right. To open this door, you need all 200 standard chips. I have no intention of grinding for those chips. I do not intend to go look for each individual enemy for each individual chip to get, especially since you need custom style to get a couple chips. I just don't have it in me to grind out custom style, then actually get those chips. It's not something I want to do. So I'm going to abuse something else, and I'll show that off in this video. But yeah, other games I'm kind of looking forward to. God, I just haven't been keeping up on them well enough. I just found out Deadpool is coming out next week. I didn't even know that game was already being released. I totally thought that game was still like another couple like months out. But then again, I also didn't know New Super Luigi was coming out. I was totally of the opinion that that game wasn't out for another couple months as well. Ah, there's that Geddon. Was not looking forward to that. What other games am I interested in? Shoot, what else is coming out? Guys, help me out here. I don't even remember what's coming out. There we go. Thank you for tagging me. Yeah, I can't. I just can't. My mind draws a blank. Oh, Pikmin 3. Pikmin 3 is supposed to come out in a couple months, right? I think it comes out next month. I think it was dated for August. Oh, that's not next month. July is next month. Pink Reaper, you so stupid. Plant Man, you so crazy. I don't know. Don't know. Don't ask me why I said that. I'm very much looking forward to that. Not a lot I'm looking forward to for my PS3 or 360 that's like not already out, I will say that. But that's kind of what happens when new systems are coming out. The current ones kind of start to die off in terms of product. I will say there's not a lot of new games like for the PS4 or the Xbox One for that matter that I'm super excited for. It's kind of a matter of I just haven't seen enough of them. You know, we get little bits and pieces here and there from E3, but it wasn't really enough. I mean, there were some games that caught my attention, but I'm not going to invest too much time until we can actually see like non-E3 stuff of it. Oh, let's go into a little mini E3 rant real quick. So there were a lot of games that like, especially Asinai's White Dragon. There's a lot of games that Asinai's was like interested in that were being shown off at E3, and I just wasn't having it. The big reason is, and I talked about this before, is that a lot of the games looked like they were being gearboxed. That game Rise, that did not look. First off, it didn't even look in game. But second, it really just looked like a piece of game that they had built specifically for E3. And there were a lot of games like that. There was that new Tom Clancy game that I can't remember what it's called. Division, I think. That game looked very gearboxed too. It looks like they just made that one specific part just for E3. Like, I can't get excited for that particular game just because I hate MMOs. Especially MMO shooters. Those never work. I'm sorry. People were asking me if I'm excited for Destiny. No. You want to know why I'm not excited for Destiny? Because Destiny is an MMO shooter. They don't work. They will never, ever, for any reason work. Shooters cannot be MMO. If you put a shooter in an MMO setting, you know what's going to happen? It's going to lag. It might be minor, it might not be minor, but the problem is any amount of lag is too much lag for an FPS. Just like the really minor stuff you get on online games when it's like 8v8 is bad, okay? So the stuff you're going to get with MMO shooters is going to be awful. They've tried it with so many games, it's never worked. It's never going to work, okay? Stop it. It's like the Kinect. Just stop. It's not going to work. Never for any reason. Other games, let's see. Anything else that stood out? Like, oh yeah, okay, duh. Okay, so this is one. Someone was excited for Final Fantasy 15, aka Versus 13, and I don't know why. I need people to understand this. Final Fantasy 13, the 3 parts of it that came out were all awful. The game played itself. It was not a fun game. It was not a good game. It was the antithesis of Xenoblade Chronicles, where Xenoblade is huge and open and about exploration, and they had these giant non-linear maps. You could just roam around, and you were given, you know, bonus XP and money for exploring and finding unique spots. Final Fantasy 13 was a series of hallways. There is nothing nothing that leads me to believe that Final Fantasy 15 won't be the same way. But more specifically, what they showed off for Final Fantasy 15 was not gameplay. It didn't even, like, no. Don't even try and pretend it was gameplay. That, I don't know if they put a fake HUD on, but if they did, they should feel ashamed. Because no one believed that was gameplay. Because it was not. It was very, very clearly not gameplay. So, not only am I not excited for that game, but that game was clearly gearboxing it up. Okay. Back into Mega Man. Getting those 200 chips. I have a lot of bug frags, and I have a lot of bug frags on purpose. This right here is a bug frag trader. Inserting 10 bug frags gets you a chip. I get a Guts Man. Yeah, as you can see, you can get Navi chips from this, in fact. The important thing here is, though, one, you can get a lot rarer chips in this particular bug frag trader, but there's also the fact that it has this tendency to give you chips you just didn't already have. Like, generally, at this part of the game... Ooh, another Navi plus 40. I'm happy about that. Generally, at this part of the game, instead... Okay, I'm not too happy about that. I can't use more than 2. Elect plus 30, though, I'm okay with. I will be wanting those later. Shadow, I don't think I had. Generally, at this part of the game, I just start grinding bug frags, and I go here, and I start looking for the chips I don't have just by giving these chips in here. You do need 3 to insert at least 300 bug frags into this this chip trader. How many now? 152. Eventually, it's key to the story. Spoilers, I guess. But this is how I'm going to do the majority of grinding my chips. Generally, I'll do this till I've got like 180. That's, or if not, or more if I still need the... Because I'm going to do this until I get the custom chips that I need, like the chips you can only get with custom style, because I'm not going to go back to custom style. Jealousy? Did I get that chip yet? But I'm going to be off-screening this. Really? Are you serious? Oh my god. I wasted like an hour and a half of my life, and you just... Oh my god. Plant Man just doesn't care. But yeah, if I don't upload a part for the next few days, that's what I'm doing. I'm grinding chips. Totem 3, I didn't have that chip. Waterline I did have. The big problem with this bug frag trader is, though, it does really like to give you mega chips, which I'm not too adverse to. I mean, if it wants to start giving me Bubble Man chips, I'd be down. But I need regular chips, is the problem. I need standard chips. Oh, another Sanctuary chip. Ballin'. Magnum 3, I didn't have that. I think I had a Fire Atom, so that's not... Or no, I know I did. Ice Wave 3, didn't have that. Stop giving me Guts Man. I don't care about Guts Man. Oh, there it is. I just hit 300. It growls... I wonder what that growling was. Try again? Yes. The growling doesn't really affect anything. Another Elect 30. I am actually glad about that. I need Elect 30s. I'd like some Wood plus 30s, though. I will put those in my folder. Anti-Sword. I think I got one of those. Yeah, you get one of those in Secret 2. I already have that. M10 and R. So what was I talking about? E3 games, right. I will say this, too, and this is another like point in Nintendo's court for me. There have been times when they've shown off cutscenes that are like, that is obviously like early builds of games. Like, I still remember the original Paper Mario Sticker Star trailers when it wasn't called Paper Mario Sticker Star, it was just called like Paper Mario for the 3DS, and it showed off like companion characters, like partners that we never got. Kind of salty about that, actually. But to Nintendo's credit, they've also never really like shown off something that was obviously fake. They've never shown off a game that was not that game. They won't show off a game that is not like which is like, you know, a Gearbox game, which is just a piece they built for E3. That just doesn't happen. If they don't have something worth showing, if they feel like it's not in a good enough spot, they just won't show it. To put this into perspective, it would have been really easy for them to just build a piece of Legend of Zelda, maybe like a 5-minute little piece, the new HD one, and say, yeah, this is what we're doing, this is what we're working on. But it wouldn't be real time, it wouldn't be in-game, and it probably wouldn't even represent the actual game that they're currently working on. So it would be worthless. To put that into perspective, when the GameCube came out, they did some tech demos, or when the GameCube was coming out, and they showed off, a fight between Link and Ganon, and it was in, like, at the time, HD graphics, I guess, upper-end graphics. Or when the Wii U was coming out, they showed off that tech demo that had HD Link with the spider and all that. Now imagine them coming out and saying, this is a game. This is a game we are working on. I would not have believed it for a second. If they told me that the tech demo they showed for the Wii U was a game, no, I wouldn't believe them. You know what they were working on? What they were working on when they showed off that GameCube tech demo? It was Wind Waker. You know what they were working on when they showed off that Wii U tech demo? Apparently it was also Wind Waker. But yeah, that's one thing that's strongly in Nintendo's credit, in my opinion. Actually, that getting back into that, Infamous Second Son. I know they were playing it, but it was another thing where it really just felt like they weren't playing the actual game. They were just playing something they built for E3. Now, at the very least, none of these games, actually, I'm not going to say that. I take that back. Don't take what I'm about to say, or rather, don't take what I just said. Don't think I'm letting any of these games be excluded. If we go back to talking about like a Final Fantasy Final Fantasy 15, when they showed that off, that was not real time. It was unquestionably not real time. And they did the same thing with Final Fantasy 13. They had this cutscene that showed off Lightning like jumping around and doing all kinds of special attacks, and they put on like a fake HUD to make you think it was a real game when it very clearly was not. It's not gonna happen. More than likely, what they showed off for Final Fantasy 13 wasn't even running on a PS4 or an Xbox One. It was probably running on some computer that just had like high-end architecture that they said was similar to the PS4 or the 360, the Xbox One. Same goes with their like weird tech demo with the the machine guns and the magic. I don't remember what they were calling it, but that was more than likely not running on the real-time architecture either. Don't for a second believe that. They straight up just lie to you. I was going to say I didn't feel like too many games that I mentioned earlier really did that, but that's not really the case. I do feel like a lot of games that they showed off just weren't. That's why I'm not really that excited. That's why I want to wait. That's also why E3 has kind of bummed me out for the last couple of years. I guess maybe that's why Nintendo just sort of was like, yeah, we don't care about E3 anymore. Because E3 has become it's become a spectacle show. It hasn't been about the games. It's been about a dick measuring contest, really. It's like, my console's the best. My game looks the prettiest. But the thing is, that's not your game. That's not how your game's going to look. Madden. Does anyone remember the Madden trailers for Xbox 360 before the 360 came out? The trailers were running on the highest end supercomputers, and then when the game came out, it looked like ass. That's just the truth of the matter. And I have not been given a single reason to believe it's not going to be the same way this console generation. 1 second. Sorry, I just wanted to switch my music, to be completely honest. I've been given no reason to believe any of the stuff that got shown off at E3 is even indicative of real product. And E3 has just become more and more like that. It's a show that, isn't really representative of video games anymore. That's why it doesn't really like bother me when companies dip out of it. Like when Nintendo's like, yeah, we're not going to have that big showcase. It's like, well, that's fine. I don't really watch the press conferences anymore. I want the information from those press conferences, but I don't really care about all of the BS that they spew during them. All I want to see are games, and I want to see real games. I don't want to see cutscenes, and I don't want to see like fake E3 builds of games. I've never really been one to get hype for a cutscene. Let's just put it like that. What is that game? What's the game that is made by Quantum Dream? Or Quantic Dream? That has like Ellen Page in it. Oh god, I don't remember. They announced that game, and all they showed off was a cutscene. And I was on Smashboards at the time, like just talking to people about E3 about that year. There were so many people who were hype about that game. It's like, really? Why? You didn't even see a game. You saw a trailer for a cutscene. For all you know, you could be watching a goddamn movie. Maybe that wasn't even going to be a game. Maybe it's just going to be a movie. You have no proof currently. Don't get hyped for trailers. I love Infamous, but when they showed off a trailer for Infamous Second Son, I didn't care. I couldn't care, because you didn't show me anything. To that end, I didn't get angry when Legend of Zelda HD was not shown off at this year's E3, because if it got shown off, you know what was going to get shown off? A cutscene. Nothing else. Just a cutscene. And I don't care. I don't want to see a cutscene. I know they're making it. You don't need to show me a cutscene and tell me you're making the game, because I know you're making it. You've told me you're making it. That's all I need. Just make it, and when it's presentable, present it to me, and then I will form my opinion on it. God, that's a whole nother video, though. You know what? That will be another video. I will make another video, probably in the next week. Probably not playing Mega Man, because there's other games I kind of want to play, and there's just better stuff to go on in the background, so you don't just see Mega Man standing here for 20 minutes. But that's another video, just E3 and the terribleness that has been E3 over the last couple of years. But I have rambled long enough. My voice is going. If you stuck it out the whole hour again, because apparently I'm big on making hour-long videos, I thank you so much. Max, for those of you who know who that is currently has messaged me on Skype like 8 times right now, probably wondering why I'm not responding. So thanks for watching, guys. This has been Pink Reaper signing out.